Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5:30.
Frustration and pure disbelief has hit the small town of Ogama, Minnesota, after 3 people were found dead in a home yesterday afternoon. Many of you say it was a woman and 2 children who were found dead, but over 24 hours later, officials have not released any information about the people involved. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley talked with many community members today who say they want answers.
It's been a very somber day here on the White Earth Reservation. A 5-hour-long traditional healing ceremony has just wrapped up here at the community center behind me, offering people comfort and support in the mourning of the mother and her 2 children found dead yesterday afternoon. I talked with several people in the community today who say they are absolutely devastated, saying the woman was involved in everything in this community, including fighting against the drug abuse problem here on the reservation. Many people telling me the exact same thing. She was the nicest woman you would ever meet. And now, with several questions still looming in this case, it's put a lot of people in this community on edge, wondering why there's no threat to the public when there still hasn't been an arrest made in this case. One woman telling me that there's just no way the deceased mother would have done anything to harm her children. And now, as 24 hours have quickly come and gone in this case, grieving friends, family, and fellow tribe members are now begging for answers. Reporting in White Earth, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
Many people in the community also tell us one man was detained and questioned in this case yesterday afternoon. However, we're told he was later cleared and released. Today, a judge found a 42-year-old man guilty of criminal vehicular homicide and careless driving, charges that stemmed from a crash that killed a 2-year-old boy in January of 2018. Jeremy Sagfold, a 29-year-old from Sabin, Minnesota, is a man convicted of those 2 charges. It happened at 34th Street and Highway 10 East. Sagfold was facing charges of second-degree manslaughter, criminal vehicular homicide, and careless driving. The judge decided Sagfold was not guilty of manslaughter. Sagfold will be sentenced on April 23rd. Finally, a quiet week in the weather department. There's warmer temps and snow is starting to melt around the FM area. Robert, anything to worry about this evening?
Well, as we continue to see that snow melting, it's adding more and more moisture to the lower part of the atmosphere, and that means more opportunity for fog as we head through the evening hours. I think we're okay, but overnight tonight into tomorrow morning, we could see some areas of some locally dense fog. Temperature-wise, mostly in the 30s right now, but 40 over in Bemidji, 38 in Baudette, 34 here in Fargo, also 34 in the Gwinner area. Those winds, they've been a bit breezy out of the west and southwest, and they'll be shifting around to the north as we head through the day tomorrow. Wind chills mostly in the 20s. A bit of cloud cover out there, some slightly cooler air trying to make its way on in. Underneath those clouds, a little bit of precipitation, primarily falling and reaching the ground lightly in northern Minnesota. Here in Fargo, I think we stay dry as we head through this evening, and temperatures cooling on down to right around the freezing point. So once again, that water and slush will begin to refreeze, and again, that chance for fog overnight. Some warmer weather as we head into the weekend, but we do have a little bit of rain and maybe a little bit of snow to talk about in the 7-day forecast, and we'll get to all that in just a little bit.
Okay, so we still won't have a break from the snow this year.
Not quite, but it's not going to be a huge deal the way it looks.
Okay, thank you, Robert.
You got it.
Police have arrested a Grand Forks man accused of molesting a young child. 32-year-old Derek Mortrude is facing a gross sexual imposition charge, allegedly involving a victim under the age of 15. Court documents say an elementary school counselor contacted police in December of 2017 about concerns of a child possibly being sexually abused. Someone close to the victim told the counselor that Mortrude showed his private parts to the victim and claims he had basically raped the young child. A new report from the Grand Forks County Sheriff's Department shows a major increase in certain offenses like drug violations. In 2018, the department responded to over 19,000 calls for service. That's up about 1,600 from the year before. Both drug violations and drug equipment violations nearly doubled from 2017 to 2018. Drug violations went from 57 to 109, an increase of 52. Authorities say the increase of drug and DUI arrests does not necessarily mean an increase in those activities, but instead officers implementing their training effectively. We'll break down those numbers tonight on Valley News Live at 10 and let you know what crimes went down last year. The number of deaths from opioids and suicides in Minnesota reached record levels in 2017. The Minnesota Department of Health says 783 people took their own lives in 2017. That's a 5% increase from the previous year. There were 422 deaths from opioid overdoses, a 12% increase from 2016. State officials have set goals of reducing suicides by 10% in 2020 and 20% in 2025. The Minnesota House passed a bill to address the state opioid crisis yesterday. It would support a wide range of prevention, education, intervention, treatment, and recovery strategies. It may be hard to believe that construction season is here because of all the snow we still have, but road work on Cheyenne Street will be starting on April 1st. This will be the third and final phase of the Cheyenne Street reconstruction project, and with this final phase comes a lot of road closures.
There's a lot of work that needs to get done in there, so we're going to be closing the whole road off, just give them access in there, and they'll do the work more efficiently and quicker.
On Valley News Live at 6, you'll hear how people are reacting to this closure from 32nd Avenue to the intersection of 40th Avenue and Cheyenne Street. North Dakota lawmakers have voted to repeal North Dakota's long-standing Sunday business restrictions, or blue laws. Today, the bill passed in the Senate by a vote of 25 to 21, allowing stores to open before noon on Sundays. Senators spent more than half an hour this afternoon debating the subject. The bill is now on its way to Governor Burgum's desk to be signed into law. Lawmakers have defeated several measures over the years to end the Sunday morning shopping prohibition, most recently in 2017. State and federal leaders are meeting today for the signing of a new project partnership agreement for comprehensive flood protection in the Red River Valley. Officials discussed measures being taken by the community to prepare for a significant spring flood fight. The signing ceremony followed U.S. Senator John Hoeven's announcement earlier this month that the Assistant Secretary of the Army for Civil Works has directed the Army Corps of Engineers to increase federal participation in the FM diversion project to $750 million.
So we're talking about protecting state assets, private assets, the medical assets that serve the whole region. There's 25,000 people that come to work every day from outside the protected area into the protected area. So this doesn't just affect Cass and Clay County, it affects employment for the entire region because of all the people that commute here.
The diversion project will protect nearly 95% of Cass County's estimated 178,000 residents. Florida prosecutors have offered a plea deal to New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft and other men charged with paying for illicit sex at a massage parlor, the Orchids of Asia Spa. The Palm Beach State's Attorney's Office confirmed today it has offered the plea deal to Kraft and 24 other men charged with soliciting prostitution. The deal allows the men to enter a program for first offenders. In exchange, the men must concede they would be found guilty. They must also perform 100 hours of community service, attend a class on the dangers of prostitution, and pay $5,000 per count. Kraft was charged with 2 counts last month. In return, the charges of misdemeanor soliciting prostitution would be dropped. Athletes, coaches, and family members from across the area are saying they experienced heart and lung pain, throbbing eyes, coughing, and nausea at a state swimming championship this weekend in West Fargo. One of the attendees reached out to our whistleblower hotline and even reported the incident to the state health department. In a statement, the facility says the problem came from its air handling unit. The winter weather froze one of the parts, ultimately breaking it, which caused chlorine to build up in the air. The Hobart Aquatic Center says it's fixing the problem. As mentioned, this story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. If you need help dealing with an issue in your community, you can call us at 701-237-6576 and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth. It's the first of its kind in the FM area. Triple Axe is bringing the sport of axe throwing to the community. And while it may sound intimidating, there are no special skills needed.
We have a lot of people who come and play for fun, or a lot of people who come and play for the sport. Just depends what you want to do, but it's just tossing an axe, getting it to stick.
Triple Axe is open to ages 10 and older, and for more on hours and prices, you can visit valleynewslive.com and click on this story.